cleaning up, as you can see from this bit of video, I start with the mill running and run a hose down through the hopper. This clears most of the pulp that is around the blades. It doesn't clear all of it, but it does clear the start of it. Then you can remove the hopper and expose the blades, and you'll see that most of the remaining pulp is around the edge, and you can remove this fairly carefully with your hands without risk of hurting yourself on the blades. Now you can use a cloth to remove any of the remaining pulp. You might want to make sure that it's an old cloth. That doesn't matter if it gets a bit broken up, because you'll find that the blades are very likely to break it down. As you can see here, cleaning under the blades is as important as cleaning the rest of it. Dried on pulp has a tendency to clog up and actually wreck the mills. We have the safety cutout point and the electric power point on the side of the mill. Both of these need to be kept dry when you are cleaning the mill. So when the mill is clean, now you can do the hopper. Turn this upside down so that you can ensure that there is no pulp left in the spout, as you can see here. So this can be hosed everywhere and needs hosing all through the inside as well. Once you have finished cleaning the mill base, please make sure that you put a bucket over it. I do designate the oldest bucket because they very often get split, and by doing this it prevents injury. I can't stress this enough, the blades are incredibly sharp. Then you'll want to wipe down the lead as well. This gets very sticky, and when you have finished wiping it down, please put it somewhere that will not be in a pool of water. Often they come back in the bottom of the buckets that have got water in, and this obviously isn't really a great idea for electrics. So try and give it a chance to stay dry if you possibly can. Once you've done the mill, you can do the press. And this is a lot easier because there's no electrics to worry about, so it can be sprayed, hosed down everywhere. You do need to pay particular attention to cleaning under the bladder. So as you can see here, just lifting it up a little bit to make sure that there's no pulp left stuck underneath it, and just thoroughly cleaning that off as well. Once the press has been fully cleaned, including the lid, you will need to reassemble it before you transport it. This is really important because the stainless steel cylinder can, and has done in the past, distort when transported separate, and there's also the risk of sharp objects piercing the bladder, which would obviously render the press unusable. So you definitely want to make sure that you return it as it went out to you, and also remove the hose from the press before transporting. Now you want to spray down the press liner and make sure that it's got no loose bits of pulp left on it. It does get washed in a machine without any detergent. Please don't use any detergent on any of the filters, and it needs to be turned both ways, inside out as well, to make sure that there's no pulp left on it before it is brought back. Then the final part of this video is to spray down the small filters and also the mesh bag that you've used in the funnel insert. They also come back and get washed in the machine without any detergent, ready for the next use. Then finally on this little clip is the filter, which will also need spraying down the same as will the one from the funnel.